Hello, everybody. It is Spiritual J here with another episode. Okay, so today I am actually live and in stereo. Well, not live and in stereo. I'm actually live. Like you can actually see me. Um, so I have a lot that I want to discuss. So first off, thank you to anyone who has supported me in any way these past few months. It's really, really appreciated. Um, right now, I'm just kind of trying to figure out where it is I want to go as far as relaying things that I learned to you all on my spiritual journey, what it is that I learned that I want to teach you. And also, I really, really want to start getting into tarot. Okay, so I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel where I'm just going to be, basically just talking about things in the spiritual community, tarot readings, just, everyday things. I haven't really figured everything out yet, but I will be figuring things out soon and quickly so that I can get everything to you all so that I can keep a steady pace of things. It seems though like a lot of people are pretty excited about the things that we talk about, especially if you're new to the spiritual community and you don't really know everything. It's a lot, but it's not. Everything can be learned, everything can be researched. If it's a question that you have, all you have to do is type it in, you'll get the answer. And seeing that I'm new to this as well, fairly new, I would not mind answering any questions that you may have. I might not have the exact or correct answer, but I will try to answer it for you as best as I could, as best as possible. I'll even do some research for you so I can get you the correct answer to your question. But like I've said before in my podcast, your spiritual journey is what you make it. Everyone's spiritual journey won't be the same. Everyone's spiritual journey won't be as long, or it won't take as long. If you have your spiritual awakening, it could be something completely different than someone else has had. But it's nice to know that you're not the only one going through something. You're not the only one that's transforming. You're not the only one that's waking up and seeing the world for what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, really good to have that soul tribe who understands you, who understands what you're going through. And that's what I want my YouTube channel to be about. I want it to be about people who can relate to each other, people who genuinely want to find people that they can call their family, that they know what we're all going through, and they're not crazy, okay? Like, we're not crazy. We know how the world is going. We know, we see it, we hear it, we feel it. We're not crazy, okay? So I just want to make it a safe, sacred space for people like me, okay? So a little background on me as of right now. So you see these, you probably see these things on me. So kind of backtrack a little bit, like 2 years. I was at home one day and I was cooking dinner, and all of a sudden, like, I felt really lightheaded, really dizzy, and I was like, what's going on? Like, I don't feel good. And I knew what it was because it had happened to me before when I was in college, and I actually went to the doctor because I was sick. And while I was at the doctor, I was about to pass out, but luckily someone caught me before I could. And so fast back forward, I was, cooking or whatever, felt that feeling again, like I was about to pass out. So I told my mom, I was like, Mom, like, I'm about to pass, my eye is twitching. Like, it's been doing this all week. Anyway, I was like, Mom, like, I'm about to pass out. Like, what's going on? And she was like, well, sit down for a little bit, drink you some water, get you a little snack out the fridge or something, calm yourself down. So this very table, okay, I sat down literally the same way I'm sitting right now, up against a wall, cool, trying to get me some food in my system, trying to drink me something to drink. I don't know, can't remember if I had eaten anything else that day or what. I'm pretty sure I did, but I really don't know. I really don't remember a lot of that day, honestly, and I really don't. But so I sat down or whatever, and I was trying to calm myself down. Felt like I was calming down, so I got back up, and then I felt it again. So I went and I sat back down. I was like, no, like it's not getting any better. It hasn't changed. Like, I don't know what's going on. And so I literally sat down again, and then I was like, okay, like you cannot pass out. You just can't. Okay. So then I go anyway, and I'm like this, and I started, convulsing a little bit. And my mom, I woke back up, I heard my dogs barking, and my mom, she was on the phone with 911, and I'm like, whoa, like, I literally just went out. Like, how long was I out? Like, everything is different. She's on the phone, so I'm like, she's panicking. I'm like, I literally just told myself not to pass out. Like, when did I go to sleep? When did I drop? Like, I don't remember any of this. And then it was just scary from there because I had recently had a family member who just dropped because she had an aneurysm that no one knew about, but she had just had her son. And it was very, very devastating for the entire family. Honestly, I still can't believe it. But I don't want to cry right now. So it was really, really scary for me because I didn't know what was going on. It had never happened to me before. I don't think I have ever passed out like that. And I was actually sitting down. So that was something that I really could not control. So my mom called the ambulance. They were here in like 3 minutes. Okay. It didn't take them long at all. They laid me down on the couch, and I just started sweating profusely. Like, I sweat. And it was bad, okay? Took me to the hospital, fast forward. Said that my potassium was a little bit low. I was a little dehydrated, and that I experienced something called vasovagal syncope. So syncope is like a very fancy word for fainting or passing out. And vasovagal deals with a certain part of the body. Basically, what happened was either my blood pressure dropped too low. It's a lot that kind of ties into it. I was standing up for a while. It was hot in the room because I was standing in front of the stove, so I was hot. I was standing for a long period of time. I don't really know if I was kind of stressed a little bit because I had just came home from school and I wasn't going back. That's a whole nother story, okay? So that was a little bit stressful for me. And it just all kind of came together at once. And I couldn't handle it. And so ever since then, I have been fine. Haven't really dealt with it that much since then. Pretty cool. I ended up going back to school. Had to let my teachers know, that I actually am dealing with this. And even oftentimes when I would tell them about it, email them saying like, I really don't think I can come to class today because I don't feel like I can really move without getting too dizzy or too lightheaded, and I don't want to pass out on my way to class. Like, who's gonna be there to really, like, there's people out there, like, if they saw me about to fall, I'm pretty sure they'd run to come catch me. But there would probably be no one close enough to me to actually catch me before I, like, hit my head on something. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I didn't really want to do that. Like, I didn't want to do that. So, but even with all of that, no one really paid me that much attention. They were like, you need a doctor's note, blah, blah, blah. I had one, and I actually sent it to her. They didn't hear anything about that. So school was kind of like not an option for me. I had already been struggling with it because I was going through depression. And it just was not a good time for me to be in school. It wasn't. I really tried to push myself to do something that I wasn't ready for, and it showed. Okay, it showed hard. But so ever since then, never really had any problems with it. It's always been kind of cool. You know, it was never really something big. So fast forward a couple months ago, I started a new job on my birthday, actually. And I worked as a cashier. I'm not going to say where I worked, but I worked as a cashier. And it was cool. Everything was fine. But management, not all of them, okay? But some of them, they just weren't the best. And it was becoming very, very stressful, because it was always something. It was always something. Every time I came to work, there was always some sort of problem. We didn't sell enough of these. We didn't sign enough of these people up. That sort of thing. So it was kind of like, come on now. Like, I didn't even ask to do this. When I applied for the job, I applied to work on the floor. I didn't apply to work as a cashier. But because they needed cashiers, that's where they put me. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, it's not really where I want to be, but I'm working. I can't really complain at this point. Because I had been looking for a job for a while, and I could not find one. Or no one would really talk to me or message me back about these jobs. So I didn't really want to complain too much. But then my body started reacting to all the BS that was happening. And I'm not trying to say that it's the sole cause of why it decided to come back, but I really think that it was one of the main causes of why it started to come back, because it was, like I said, it was always something. And it's like, I'm just a cashier. Like, I'm just supposed to check people out and return their stuff. Like, why is there so much responsibility on me to remember all these things? And if I get it wrong, it's like I just shot someone's grandmother. Like, that's how they made it seem whenever you didn't make a goal for something. And it was like, bro, like, I'm just one person. Like, it's a whole team of us. There already wasn't enough people working there. And it just made it really, really hard. You know what I mean? So whenever I was at work, I would start getting dizzy. I would start getting lightheaded. Small, though. Not to the full extent that it had been. But I could feel it. And I was like, oh no. Like, this cannot be happening while I'm at work. I cannot do that. And I would tell them, and sometimes they would, I would tell them, like, I have to go home, or sometimes I couldn't even make it into work because it was starting to happen while I was getting dressed to go to work, or while I was in the car going to work. Like, when my body knew I was on my way to that place, it completely shut down on me. Like, no, you're not going. You're not going. And so, though I would still have days where I'd fight through it, still go. But most recently, I had a full-on experience, a full-on episode. And I was able to walk myself upstairs to the break room, try to get my wallet so I could buy me some water. But as soon as I got up there, I was like, okay, like I'm about to fall. So I went and I sat down, and I had to call downstairs for them to bring my phone up so I could call my mother. So that happened. They called the ambulance and everything. I waited with them till my sister came so that I could go home. Ended up still going to the hospital that night, because my heart felt like it was like just pumping overtime. It was just going. And that's how it felt. I don't know if it was actually doing that. I don't know if it was just in my head. I don't know, but I could feel it. My heart was beating so fast, and I wasn't doing anything. I had just woken up from a nap. I was still laying down in bed. So for me, that was just really, really weird, because it's like my heart was beating like I had just got done running a mile. Okay. And I called my mother in there, she took my pulse or whatever, and she said it was, kind of high, but it wasn't that high. But it didn't feel that way. You know what I mean? So, I still went to the hospital, waited there for forever, to the point where I wasn't even feeling like that anymore. It was kind of too late at that point. And so they didn't really find anything, but everyone just kept telling me that maybe I need to wear a monitor, to kind of keep things in control, to kind of keep things on track, see if there's something going on that we can't see, or kind of just be in that environment so that we can underline, where it is, why it's happening, where it's happening, why, stuff like that. So fast forward, and here we are. I went to the cardiologist. He was like, I kind of think I know what it is. He basically just came out and told me the exact same thing I knew, that this is a vasovagal syncope thing. Not something that you can't just fix just by doing simple things. There's not really medicine that you can take for it, besides whether it's dealing with your blood pressure being too low, which means you'd have to take blood pressure medicine. And of course my mom does not want me to do that, because she takes blood pressure medicine, and I definitely don't want to be put on any medicine. Okay. So here we are. I have to wear this monitor for 30 days. This is what it looks like. It's kind of, the light's kind of really bright, so you can't really see what it says, but it's yeah, this is my monitor, and it comes with this phone, and it has, if I were to experience like a symptom or something, I would just like click right here, tell them I'm experiencing something, and they'll pick it up at the wherever they are. Basically, so it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And if I have to shower or whatever, I just have to take these little wire things off and charge this while I'm in the shower and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I'm not really, too worried about the whole thing. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been dealing with lately. It's a long story, but story times. Who doesn't love story times? So, let's kind of get into something. I kind of want to read from the Oracle, because the Oracle is kind of something that I know a little bit more about. It's kind of a little bit more self-explanatory than Tarot is. Tarot is kind of more, you really, really have to interpret things. And my tuition is good. It's great, but I have to kind of tie it into my tarot cards. And I'm still, learning how to do that. And, And to anyone who is getting into tarot or who's scared and don't really know if they're going to be good at it or not, like, just trust yourself, okay? I've only had them for a short period of time, and I'm already learning so many new things just by having them. Hopefully my collection will grow of tarot decks, okay? I really do need some more besides these two. I mean, at least I ended up getting two anyway. I got an oracle and a tarot deck, so that's something, you know. Okay, so we're just gonna do a general reading for the collective. So when I say for the collective, I mean that this is for anyone who is watching this video. This isn't for anyone specifically, which means that if I read something and it has nothing to do with you, it's okay, because it didn't have anything to do with you. It's for someone else. Like my favorite tarot reader says, if it's not for you, just let it fly, okay? Just let it go. It's not for you. So we're going to be connecting with everyone watching this video, their spirit guides, their ancestors. And while I'm doing this, I want you all to take 3 deep breaths to connect with your intuition. It helps kind of ground you, kind of keep you calm, and helps you connect with your higher self, with your intuition. If you have any crystals, I would say grab them, especially if you have any that's good for meditation, if you have any that's good for being grounded, if you have any that's good for clearing a space, clearing energies, anything like that. Ooh. Then I would suggest getting those out while we're doing this reading, because I have mine over here with me. You can't see them, but they're there. I have me a clear quartz, this beauty. This is one of my meditation crystals, and this one's for my throat chakra. Got a little shungite right here, and then I have a flatstone, so they're pretty good. I have my amethyst, but it's in my bed because I like to keep it in bed with me. Okay, so the first card that came out, boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, so I don't know who that's for, but let's get those boundaries, okay? A lot of people don't have them, but they're important to have, because in this day and age, it's getting to the point where people don't respect other people's boundaries, and it's terrible. So let's get the rest of these bad boys out. Ooh. Who or what is triggering you? Okay, Mira. Sometimes you have to sit down with yourself and say, okay, cut the crap, okay? I'm always upset about something. Something is always nitpicking, nagging me, and I'm just like, ugh. Sit down with yourself, look at yourself, listen to yourself, and say, look, what is it? What is it? Who is it? Where is it? Why do I always feel like this? Okay? And for the longest time, I know this is kind of speaking to me in a past sense, because I was working at the job and I kept hearing that I needed to leave. But I wouldn't, because it's my sole income. It's where I make my money. If I don't have the job, I don't make the money. But I ended up getting fired anyway, because I was supposed to quit a long time ago. And right now I'm really taking this leap by doing this, because it's something that I love. And I'm not in it for the money, because I really love this. But if it were to make room for me to do that, I would be so grateful. And yeah. So, you know, you just never know what people are going through. which is why I always try to be so nice to people or show some sort of empathy or compassion. I'm a very empathetic person, okay? I'm an empath. Okay, so an empath is someone who's very sensitive and sensitive to other people's emotions. So if I'm sitting in a room with someone who just got some really bad news and they're sad, if I look at you or am near you in any type of way, I will start feeling sad out of nowhere. And I'm not sad. Like, I could be in there happy, like, I just got a new job. I'm over the moon. Someone walks in, they're sad because something just happened to them, and then I'll just be like, where did this come from? Like, why am I so sad right now? I'm not sad. Like, I just got some really great news. Like, what is going on? And then I'll look over, see the person, and I'm like, okay, these are their emotions. Like, it's bad. Well, it's not bad, but it can get there. And I'm trying to learn how to work on it, because not only can I feel other people's emotions, people can feel my emotions too. I can put my emotions on other people, even if they're not really empaths, you know, if my emotions are so strong to the point where I don't know how to control them. So I'm working on that. And I wouldn't have never known that about myself until I stepped out of organized religion. And I'm not trying to bash anyone who is still religious, okay? I'm not trying to do that. But 9 times out of 10, if you're still religious, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. And if you are religious and you are watching this video, welcome. We welcome everyone, okay? Come as you are. If you're one of those people who have been questioning your religion and you don't really know where your life is going at this point, totes gets it, okay? I totally get it, because I was where you were a couple months ago and my stomach is rumbling. Obviously, I'm so hungry. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it is like going off right now. Okay. Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? Okay, a lot of these cards are really, really connecting today, okay? See what else we have. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Wow, that is just for me, okay? I don't care where my support comes from, because I know I have support from my ancestors, my spirit guides, and the Almighty, okay? But it would be so amazing if I had support from you guys out there, okay? Yeah, that would be amazing. So let's just get like one more card, okay, out of this nice oracle deck. Oh, the oracle deck I'm reading out of is the Work Your Light oracle deck, okay? I saw this oracle deck with one of my favorite YouTubers who does tarot, Pretty Boss TV and Roseology. Love them. And I also love Shanetta, okay? Shanetta was my day one. I was one of her day ones, okay? Love her. Love her. Absolutely love her, okay? She is like my spirit animal. Like, we are like the same person. By Rebecca Campbell. I love it. The artwork is amazing. It's by Danielle Noel. Girl, you did that, okay? Like, I really, really love this deck. It just feels so good when I'm around it. It feels so good in my hands. Like, the energy that I get off of it, I just absolutely love it. Okay, so anything else? Okay, this one just popped out. Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay. Yes. This is the energy we need right here. Okay. So these are some good cards. Back of the deck energy. Unbound. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Okay. So that is really, 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 really important. Okay. So let's talk about these. So let's get into it. So I'm getting the sense that a lot of us are really kind of in that spot where they don't really know what to do, where to go. Kind of like me, you know, you're kind of still trying to figure everything out. You're not really sure where you are right now in life. Make sure you guys can kind of see it better. You're not really sure where you are right now in life. Everything just seems to be bothering you because you're not really, you feel like you're not really going anywhere. But, honey, trust your path, okay? Just because you see other people moving at a steady pace that you think does not mean that you won't get there. But a lot of the problem is people base their lives and base other people's lives off of the stuff that they post on social media. We have to stop doing that. That has to stop. Because just because you see someone progressing and doing something with their lives, going somewhere, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's really what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, anyone can say that they're in Jamaica right now, post some pictures, but they're not in it. You know what I mean? But they're posting pictures of some place that looks like it's Jamaica. They could be at home on the couch, like, and we would know because we don't see that. We just see what they post. Or they could even be one of those fancy people and crop themselves into the picture that they found, making it look like they're actually there and they're really not. So it's like, just because you see other people doing great things or doing something that you know that you would enjoy does not mean that you won't get there. It doesn't mean that they're better than you. It doesn't mean any of that. Trust your path. Your path is what you make it. If you're not confident in what it is that you're doing, no one can be confident in what it is that they're doing. What's triggering you? Look in the mirror. What is it about other people and what they're doing that you get so bothered that you're not doing it? Take the initiative. Take the next step to push yourself to get where you want to be. If you're just sitting here stagnant, not doing anything, of course you'd feel that way about yourself. Make some moves. Even if it's not money moves, make moves. If you're working at a job that you don't feel comfortable working at anymore, if you're, in school and you're starting to feel like school really isn't for you, that is okay. You have to stop worrying about what other people think of you. Trust your path. How can you mother yourself? Okay? If you're being motherly to yourself, you have to love yourself first. You have to be that nurturing thing for yourself. If you don't have anyone, even if you have a mother in your life, act as though you're your own mother. Okay? Especially when you get out on the world on your own and you're not with your mom. Okay? Hold yourself accountable. Treat yourself with respect. Know your boundaries. Okay? Set boundaries for yourself, but also set those boundaries when you know that you're in a good space, when you know that you can trust your own path and trust that you can get yourself to the place that you want to be. Okay? And even though you feel as though you're not getting anywhere, it doesn't mean that you aren't. Okay? Your vibration is rising. Just by you coming and watching this video, your vibration just went up. Girl, your price just went up, boo-boo. It just went up. Okay? Like, you really just have to trust yourself. You have to get to that point in that space in your life where you're not always questioning yourself. Question other things other than yourself. Unless you're really trying to get to know yourself more. Everyone should try to get to know themselves more. And that's what this spiritual journey is all about. Learning more about yourself. Because this world is designed for us to learn a little bit more about other things than ourselves. What do you truly know about yourself? Like, do you know if you like this or like that? That's when your boundaries come in. What are your boundaries? What is it that you like and dislike? What is it that you know you can do, things you know, and what you know you can't do? Who's pushing your boundaries? Who's setting your boundaries? Are you setting them, or are you letting someone set them for you? Don't let anyone else rule your life but you, okay? Whew. That was a mouthful, and I feel like that wasn't even me, okay? What else am I getting from these cards? Let's see. So when it says who or what is triggering you, okay? Who or what is triggering you? That is a lesson for you to learn how to connect with yourself to be able to answer that question. Because as I'm reading these cards out to you, and if it relates to you in any way, in your mind, people, things, places are popping into your head as we speak. Okay? When I say those questions. Who or what is triggering you? Bam. Somebody or something just popped into your head. That means that that thing or that person is what is triggering you. It's your intuition. It's your higher self. It might even be your spirit guides putting that into your head so you know the answer to that question. And because you're connecting with your higher self, because you took those 3 deep breaths before we even got here to this point, you're connected. You know what it is. You know the answers, okay? You've always known, okay? That's what makes life so much more easier for you, okay? And it might not have always been easy, but I promise you it's not as hard as other people's lives, okay? You are farther than you think you are. Your path, you've been walking in your path, okay? You've been walking the destiny that has been set for you. You're getting back to that, okay? You're growing, you're getting back into it, okay? So for reference, for guide, for, whatever, I am going to read out of the guide book so that we can get a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Insight on these cards and what they can mean, okay? Because we are new to this, we just want to see what it is, what other messages can be relayed through these cards. My eye keeps twitching, you guys. I don't know what that is. I'm going to look it up later. Maybe it's like some type of meaning. Okay, so boundaries. And look at the card. Look at all the hands that are like reaching out for her. And she's just like, okay, look, I can't. Like, who is it that you need to say no to? What is it that you need to say no to? Where do you need your boundaries to be set? What do you need to let go of? Okay. So you are being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. Okay? I can definitely relate, okay? Because I already was really, really wishy-washy about my job. But sometimes they would ask me to work extra days to make up for maybe someone calling out or to help around the store to get it all cleaned up and refreshed because we were kind of short-staffed, okay? And I would say yes, even though I really didn't want to do it. I wasn't setting any clear boundaries. And then they just started scheduling me all over the place because my availability was open because I don't do anything else with my life, okay? And like, it was starting to become too much for me because I felt like I was like one woman crew, even though I had amazing people that work with me. I love them. I really wish that you wouldn't have fired me, but it's whatever. And they're probably like, where is she? Like, I have not seen her since the other day. Yikes. At first it might only be a little bit, and not feel like a big deal. But before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Okay. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, and compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries, okay? For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. So make sure that when you're saying yes to people, that you're not completely giving yourself away, that you're not completely throwing yourself in front of a bus and now you have to pick up the pieces because you said yes to someone else. Okay? When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you're not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space and decide what is okay for you. How does it feel? And what is it trying to communicate with you? Okay? There you go. I hope that answers some questions, okay? Because it definitely answered some questions for me. I was feeling as though I needed to prove myself at my job because it was not something that I was used to doing. I don't really have that much job experience, but it was like, if I'm not making this goal for the week, if I'm not getting this X amount of a certain thing, if I say it, I'm pretty sure you guys are probably going to know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to say it. If I'm not getting X amount of these, I feel as though I'm not doing my job. And to them, I wasn't, even though my job is to be a cashier. But if I wasn't doing this part of my job, to them, I wasn't doing my job, okay? And that was a lot of pressure because I come to work whenever you schedule me and I do my job. Even though I don't even want to be here, there's not enough people. It's hot. I'm stressed. Ugh. It was a lot. Okay. So now we're going to move on to Mira. Who or what is triggering you? I feel like this is going to be a really, really good explanation. It's really going to put some thought into hold on, guys. So they have this kind of set up on what the cards are, what they mean, what category they fit into. I think it's really, really cool. I'll get into it later. This is already getting super long. Okay. The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time, through our own projections. When someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often, it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, and ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. Okay? This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering in you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When have you felt like this before? Could they be opportunities to heal something in you, or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realize that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we will need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of and put down. If we do not realize that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. Okay? Who or what is triggering you? What is it in you that they are triggering? Okay? And what part of you longs to be witnessed? What is it about you that you need to recognize, that you need to look in the mirror and fix? Okay? New moons are the perfect time to do stuff like this, to know what it is that needs to be fixed. What is it about me or my past that I haven't truly connected with to get the root of that problem? Because anytime something similar to that happens, I automatically go back to that place, and I don't know how to distinguish whether that person had good intentions or bad intentions, because it reminded me of something else. And sometimes that's when we need to be like, okay, wait a minute. Everybody isn't like this person. Everybody isn't like that experience. This experience isn't that experience. Or it could be. We don't know. But that's when you need to know how to stop that from happening, how to take that experience, learn from it, and make sure it never happens again. Okay? Star mother. Okay? How can you mother yourself? So let's get into it. Nope. You are more held than you could possibly imagine. Loved and cherished so dearly that if you knew, you would not spend 1 second of your life in separation, worry, or fear. Let the mother carry your burdens. Let her rock away your fears. Lay all of your worries, regrets, shame, and guilt on her altar. Please, please, sweet child, do not fear. You are love in motion. If you allow it, you are already healed. Let her remind you of your goodness. Let her love your fears. Your capacity to love and hold others is limited to your capacity to love and hold yourself. Be compassionate with your sweet body, mind, and soul. Treat yourself like the beautiful spirit that you truly are. Remind yourself that you are doing your best and try not to carry it all on your own. You have got this, and the mother has got you. Let her broad arms take away your burdens. Let her lift the weight of the world off your shoulders, and forgive yourself, my dear sweet child of the earth. Okay? So, that was very intense. That was very, very deep. Sometimes you just have to learn to let go, to not stress. You see what stress does to you, okay? It's important to detox yourself from the world, to detox yourself from your situation. If you get so deep into your situation, it's really, really hard to come out of, okay? We're releasing those soul patterns. They have to go. It's obviously something in our past lives that we keep reliving. It's like this sort of cycle that we can't get out of, where we're just so stuck in consuming everything that happens to us and not being able to let it go. You have to let it go. If you don't let it go, you will not be able to know what love is. You won't be able to know how to truly love yourself. I know a lot of people get so irritated when they hear you're not going to be able to love someone until you love yourself. Especially not the way that they need to be loved and the way that you need to be loved. If you look in the mirror and you have so many things negative to say about yourself, how do you expect yourself to be able to look at anyone else and expect them to love something about you? And it's not saying that they can't, because if someone truly loves you, they can find something that makes them happy that you do, or something on you that they truly love. But if you don't love that about yourself, you're not going to allow them to love it. Okay, so say, I'm just going to say something. Okay, I'll just say this. Okay, so I don't like my eyebrows. Okay. And then I meet someone and they love everything about me, including my eyebrows. And maybe one day they talk about my eyebrows and how much they love them. It could be a triggering situation because I don't love my eyebrows. I have this other boundary that I've set for myself that no one can talk about my eyebrows because no, and then that causes a trigger. Okay, and then I'm just like, oh my god, like no. And then you just start kind of going off on them about some sort of unhidden thing that they know nothing about, okay? But it's because of your insecurity, something that you didn't let go of, that has now caused an argument and caused a stifle in your relationship with someone because you couldn't let it go, because you don't see yourself as perfect, as beautiful, as someone who can have anyone in this world if you really put your mind to it, okay? Let it go. Love yourself. Give it to the mother, okay? Give it to the universe. Write it down. Burn it. Write it down. Bury it. Speak it out loud. Scream it. Whatever it is. Get you some shungite. Blow into it. Blow all that negativity into it. Bury it. Okay? Let it go. Just let it go. Okay? Now we're moving on to trust your path. Okay? It's some really good insight. Like, I love this book. If you can start out with a really, really good oracle deck, this would be that oracle deck, honestly. Okay? Hold on, let me find it first. Okay. Okay, here we go. The universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and take one step after another. If you do this, you can't go wrong. The universe is conspiring. Don't waver or doubt. Use your heart as a compass and put one foot in front of the other. If you follow the invisible trail of light, of what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. Most people don't follow the highest call of their soul because they're waiting to see the end destination before they take the first step. If you take one baby step each day, within a year, you will have taken 365 steps in your dedicated direction. If you want to write a book, write a page every day. If you want to change careers, do one thing every day in dedication to that. Before you know it, in a year from now, you will turn back and look in awe at how far you've journeyed. Keep moving and open yourself up to a whole new level of support and receiving. Things are not going to work out the way you're planning, but if you have a little faith and keep showing up, they will work out even better than you could have possibly imagined. Don't micromanage the universe. Trust your path and let your soul lead the way. Okay? Trust. If there's something that you want to do, just start. I posted that on my Instagram not too long ago. If it's something that you want, something that you need, a dream you're having and you don't know what to do or how to start, just start. You have a business idea, but you don't even know how to get it started. Write the business idea down in a notebook. Write down all your business ideas in a notebook. Write down what it is that you want to do with this business, who you want, what you want it to be, what you want to sell, what you want to do, whatever it is. Just write it down. That's a step. You just took a first step into following your dreams. People don't start dreams, or people don't become successful by just sitting down and thinking about what it is they want to do. You have to actually start putting it into action. When you start putting it into action, and when your actions start aligning with your thoughts, that's when things start picking up for you. That's when things start happening. That's when the law of attraction starts happening, okay? That's when it begins. Just start. Just start. Just start, okay? Just start. Just start. Okay, and then we have our last oracle card today. Pillar of Light. Okay. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression. Look at how beautiful this card is. Okay. A conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light, connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak about, raising your vibration and the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and being of light earth. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, voice, and creations, neither can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without you, they do not have a voice. You are the oracle. Do not look for guidance outside, for you hold all the wisdom of the entire universe in the portal of your heart. I was just saying this. In every cell of your body. Do not see the angels and guides as above you, for without you, they have no way of communicating. You are the oracle. You are the rainbow bridge. You are the pillar of light. Okay? Period. So hold the card to your heart. So hold your hand on your heart, okay? And say this with me. I said that so wrong. I allow the light of the heavens and the light of the earth to flow through me now. I activate the codes of remembering within my cells and chakras. I activate my system as a rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. I will repeat it. I allow the light of the heavens and the light of the earth to flow through me now. I activate the codes of remembering within my cells and chakras. I activate my system as a rainbow bridge between heaven and earth. Yes, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will be all for us today. We're just getting into the oracle. I guess I could explain this back of the deck energy because it's pretty good energy. Something that we all need to know. Let's unbound ourselves, okay? Let me do that. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay. This is the card. Unbound. Okay. It is time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear those patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release. ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from trauma of past lives. And old ways of being have an expiry date. Expiration. I don't know why they have it spelled like that. When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they have served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small caused by a soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving and calling in support. It is time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. Okay, and we also have another activation. So say this: I release all old stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I came here to be in the present time. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. May I be unbound, forever unbound. Okay? There we have it. Yes. And that is your oracle for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you enjoy this introductory video to my channel. If you guys would like and subscribe to my channel for me, share this video with someone that, you know, maybe needs to hear this. Maybe this wasn't necessarily for you. Maybe it was for someone you know their story, and you know that this could benefit them. Okay? Share it. It's a new light, ladies and gentlemen. We're entering a new era of thinking. We're entering a new era of living. Okay? So I'm just gonna get an additional card to send us off with before we go. Okay. Let's see. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Okay? Replenish yourself. Okay? After this reading, go take a spiritual bath. Just go meditate. Be one with yourself. Get to know yourself a little bit more. Okay? You should always know something about yourself. Learn something new every day. Okay? We all do. So, peace and love and light. I love you guys.